Hi everyone, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a fantastic day. So it is winter and the season of getting the cold is here. I have the cold. I have been getting the cold for last week and I'm feeling a little bit better, being able to breathe through one nose instead of no nose. A new palette from Chanel has come in, so I thought I would do a get ready with me. I just want to put on some color on my face as I plan on going outside just for some fresh air, and I don't want to look like I am the Walking Dead. And I have watched several reviews on YouTube of this palette that has come out, I don't know, like 3 weeks now, and I just felt like it didn't feel my void. I felt like a lot of people were lighter or some were darker, but there was really nobody in the middle. And I really wanted to know what it looks like on me without applying it because I'm sick. But there was not a review that I could find. Anyway, so I thought that I'm feeling a little bit smidge better and I should add the color on my face before I go out. So I want to see what it looks like. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. The palette that I'm referring to it's the Spring 2025 collection. It's the Jeux de Lumineres and it's made in Italy. It has 12 grams and you have 18th month shelf life. And this is basically their highlighting palette. And it is all highlighting kind of formula. And I will add a snapshot of the ingredients just for those people who are interested in what's in here. If you have any allergy, like I do when I watch these videos, I tend to look for the ingredients before buying them. It is very beautiful. This is brand new. I just received it yesterday because there was a delay. And this is what it looks like. It looks really beautiful. It has this coppery bronzy kind of look, and then you have like a light pink, and then you have a very light pinkish white, and then you have a light champagne gold kind of color. So I'm sure if you're interested in this palette, you probably already watched other people's review of it. So I'm going to swatch it first for you. The formula feels really soft. Yeah, it is really soft. It's not as dry like the other oversized red palette. That one was really dry to the touch. This one feels really smooth. Yeah, it feels really smooth. So here are the swatches. So the dry formula that I was referring to is this one, the Caractère. And this formula is a lot more dry to the touch versus the new one. And because I have the Symbol de Chanel, this one is in warm gold. And this formula is also very smooth and very soft, not chunky glitter. But I feel like the new one reminds me of this one. So I'm just gonna swatch this one as well because I wanna see how it compares to the rest of the shades in here. So it's gold, but how gold is it compared to the other gold? It's lighter champagne, but it looks very similar to this swatch, the shade here, the light gold in this palette. I'm gonna swatch it another layer. Very similar shading. I suspected that how people were saying this new formula is not chunky and is very smooth, and it definitely reminds me of this formula. And the two shades, they look really similar. The lighter gold in this new palette versus the warm gold. Let's go to the daylight to see if there's a difference. So the swatches right on this side, and the second one in is the light champagne gold, and then the one very bottom there to the left is the warm gold from the previous palettes. I'm just looking at the two color here, the lighter gold in the new palette and then the warm gold from Chanel that came out last summer. They are very, very similar. The only thing that I noticed the difference between these two is that this one comes off more of a gold flex to it, while this one comes off a gold slash like peach. To me, when I look close, that's what I see. But honestly, if someone was wearing it, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Like, the only reason why I'm seeing a difference is because I am staring at it and I'm analyzing it. They're both the same kind of formula, feel, smoothness, and all of that. It doesn't have chunky glitter, but it does have like mica. You can see the shimmer, I guess I can say. But it is extremely, extremely close to this one. So I feel like I have a redundant shade with this one. Now regarding the white lighter shade in the palette here, I have here the Ombre Essential 220 Blanc Pearl. It is a white, but when you have it on your skin, it actually have more of a pink reflect to it. So I want to see what that one compares to this one. I think this one is like a softer pink, so we'll see. So I've got a swatch here. I'm going to put it right beside it so we can see. So the Blanc Pearl definitely comes out more pink. Now that we've got some of the swatches out of the way, let's see what it looks like on my face. I have my Power 28 tinted sunscreen on and eyebrows. I'm filming in front of a window. That is it. I don't have any other artificial lighting. Let's do the eyes makeup first. Then you can really know how much blush you need. So I'm just going with my Tom Ford number 13 brush. This is real goat hair. And for the eyes, I feel like taking this as an all over color. It is very smooth. It has no fallout from my face. I don't see any fallout. This is all of these. I think it's pretty easy color that it can be a one and done kind of shade. And now I want to go with this light pink one in the middle. Now I know that people, some were saying that, oh, they wish it had like a bronzer or a deeper shade for this pink here to use as a blush. But honestly, this is a highlighting palette. I would not expect it to have a deeper shade or a bronzer shade. It's a highlighting palette. So for me, maybe perhaps I don't have a lot of expectations versus other people that wishes it has bronzer, and this was not advertised as a complete face palette, but rather a illuminating palette. So for me, I just look in that perspective what their vision was going for. They were going for as a highlighting palette. So that's what I'm expecting it and seeing it as is. I'm just more focused on the formulation than it is what I wish it was. So I am going to use the other side of this clean brush with this darkest shade, and I'm using that as the outside just for definition. It is quite pigmented. It is very pigmented. This is no different than the Symbol de Chanel highlighter. It's literally the same formula, the same consistency, the same smoothness, and pigmentation wise as well. Honestly, when you put all the shades together, there's really not much of a difference. I'm gonna go in with my finger in the pink shade because I want to see if it will make a difference, because I feel like once it goes on, there's not much distinction. So even with fingers in the mirror, I can see a little bit of pink, but it's mainly that deeper shade of gold here that took over. I'm going to use this Sonia G one, the one from the Koi Summer. It doesn't really have a name on it, but it's this very small, almost like a packer. I'm going to go in with the darker shade because I wanted some definition under the eyes. And this shade is very, very coppery. But since we haven't used this light shade, which I was saving for inner corners, I'm gonna take it underneath as well. I'm gonna go in with my eyeshadow brush, but I am going to use it as a brow highlight here. When I was looking at the videos, I was really seeing more of like a glazed donut kind of look, like how the formula was, and I thought that's what I needed. But honestly, now that I'm playing with it, it's the same as my Symbol de Chanel one. In the promo picture, she did her makeup like this, but then she also did her eyes with the new green, the mint yellow. But I didn't buy that because I have the J Posate, which is a lighter version of that. So I'm just going to apply as same as in the promo picture, where she has a little bit of it on top and underneath. Just something different. So I'm gonna go and put on some mascara and I'll be back. So I am back. I use my Thrive Causemetics tubing mascara. That is the only kind I can use, and this is a special holiday edition with the fireworks. This is a brand new tube. I just opened it today. But that's what the eye looks like. Honestly, when all the shades sort of blends together, I can't really tell the difference. Yes, you saw I went back in with the pink shade in the middle, but even that, I can kind of see the pink, but it's mainly going to be that coppery gold kind of color. And I really do like it that I add a little bit of the green, just like they did in the promo pictures. Just something very different. I really do like that. Let's get on with our blushes. I'm going to use my Chikohudo cheek brush, but I'm going to use as bronzer, and I'm going to use this darkest shade as a bronzer, just to see, you know, how multitasking you can use with this palette. So that is one layer. Second layer. And this is the third layer. And then I just use whatever's left to put on top of my hair here, because I'm going to be wearing a hat when I go out, so it's not much there. But this is 3 layers of a very soft, blended out kind of look. And then on the other side, I want to use this pink and see what it looks like. These are all newly washed brushes, so there's no residue. So that's what the pink blush looks like. 2 swipes. Let's go for another swipe to see how pink. I think it's more of a really light pink, because it is meant as a highlighter. Okay, I'm gonna go in my 4th layer. I want to see, you know, will it show up if you just want to use it as a pink blush. It's very easy to blend. Like, I don't see any harsh line anyways. It looks pink, but it still has like a peachy undertone to it. It's, I don't know, it very much like a peachy pink blush or color. So we've used the dark one as a bronzer, we've used the pink one as the side, but it pretty much like a peachy pink. What we have left is this one, and I'm using my Sonia G mini jumbo worker Kayaki edition. I just got it from Beautylish. Honestly, it's really small. I kind of prefer the regular handle, just a little bit longer. I feel like I really have to hold it all the way up tight here, or sort of slips through my hand. Anyways, this is the pink color, the lightest whitish pink highlighter. This is what we use for our brows and in the corner of our eyes. So the only color left we have is that lighter brown color that I don't think it's going to make a difference. You can't really tell the difference when all the shades come together, but I'm going to put it on my nose. I think it will show up better versus if I put it here. And since I use this with the pink for the blush, I'm going to use it again as a highlighter on this side, so we can see pretty much all the colors on the face. There's no fall of the powder on the face, but there is definitely kickback in the pan. We're getting really close up and personal. The darkest copper on the outside, and then the pink in the middle, and then the white in the corner of the eyes, as well as the highlight brows. This side we have the pink as blush, and then with the white highlighter, and then we have the light gold here. This side we have the copper one as bronzer, and then the pink as a highlighter. So I am sitting directly in front of the window with the sun blaring, but I just want to show you what it looks like in the sunlight. I'm just going to add some of that pink that I have on this side, because this side is pretty plain. All you see is the bronzer, and if you could even distinguish that pink blush from the other side, you can't really see that either. The way camera that I'm seeing here isn't really translating, but in person I can see like a pink highlighter. So I'm just gonna blend in what I have left on the brush, just to sort of even things out on both sides. And then I probably have to add the white highlighter on this side as well. Highlighter. Now I have to go back this side to add in the bronzer. Just to even things out. You already saw the difference when it was on my face, when it was applied. So now I'm just evening things out. I think it's also easy if you intend on traveling with this. You can use, again, bronzer, blush, eyes. And if you have had Chanel's previous oversized palette as well, it's pretty much all I need. I have many different shades of gold and pink and red. I feel like these two sort of makes me feel complete. Or just bring another smaller Chanel eyeshadow quad that has like blues and black, and I'm off my way to having very easy minimal packing when it comes to makeup wise. So there is the whole face done from this palette. Now honestly, like most people, this white, or the lightest pinkish light white highlighting shade, is the standout shade of this palette. This pink highlighting shade, I feel like even if you use it as a blush, it does show up like pinkish, but still very much kind of light pink with gold undertone to it. So it just feels like there's no distinction between a pink and a brown color in this palette for me. And then we have the deepest coppered color that I use as a bronzer. This one is more copper and this one is a little bit of a pink. There's a little bit of a difference there. It's very classy, it's very toned out. It's a very typical Chanel. You don't really see the glitter, but it gives you that shine to your skin. I feel like if you're just looking at the palette itself, yes, it's a neutral, easy to wear, good formulation. It's a very beautiful formulation that gives you that glow from within kind of look. No shimmer, this very beautiful glowy look to it. If we're just talking about the palette itself, it's good in the sense of the formula and the quality, but in the sense that color-wise, it's quite boring, to be honest. But then, that's basically what you want. Colors that you can use every day. Sometimes you just like a little bit of a toned down, classy look. This is very much that palette, that Hourglass palette. It really is, but in a Chanel fashion, where it's classy, it's grown up, it's beautiful, it's expensive kind of look. It really is the epiphany of what Chanel is. So that being said, if you have been collecting makeup for a while, you might have shades of this from Chanel, many shades over again. I feel like the undertone of all of this is more peach and gold to it. It really depends on how big your collection is, if you really need this. If you don't have a lot, then this might be essentials because you can use every day and you can also travel with it and use cheeks and eyes. But then again, I don't really feel there is that much distinction between the colors. Like I said, this is the pink and then this is the bronzer, but then when you add some bronzer and pink together, it sort of just blends, and it's a beautiful one cohesive blend. It is smooth, blendable, beautiful, shiny, glow within, no shimmer. Very much like a quiet luxury. It's luxury, but it's quiet. That's what the Chanel palette really is to me. If you want to chime in your thoughts, if you like it or if you don't like it, or if you're going to skip on it, let us know down below. Until the next video. Bye everyone.